Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the 1.8.9 single player series. Unfortunately, yet again, the Cutsback server is being a bit derpy, so this has taken its spot in its place. I'm really sorry about that. Not entirely sure what's going on over there, but the server does get used for other things other than Minecraft, so it may be a case of the fact that since no one's using it at the moment, that the server's owner, which is not actually TTFT Cuts, is using the server for other things. I don't know. I don't know whether that's the actual story or not. But that's my theory anyway. And we got potato, which is nice, from last episode. I've also already set up a brick of netherrack under there, because we're going to make night ore today. So to make night ore, thanks to JEI and its integration, we need 3 Potentia, 3 Ignis, and 3 Lux. Now, Lux can be found on a torch, easy, so we need 3 of those. We need a piece of glowstone. And we would also like a couple of bits of coal. Yeah. It means we'll have 1 Potentia and 1 Ignis left over, but I'm okay with that. So, throw the things that you need to turn into Essentia in first, and then the glowstone, and you get night ore. Now, I'm just going to leave that near the brick there, but now we have a night ore source underneath, which, for one, doesn't make any sound, and 2, won't accidentally burn anything down. I'm going to sleep. Now the next thing we're probably going to work on today is I have learnt the Infernal Furnace and Arcane Bellows. I could get into Aura Cascade for dealing with that, and I could also start getting into Elemental Tools, but we need a main furnace, and the reason we need that is because at some point we're going to have to ramp up our production of stone, smooth stone, and brick and stuff like that, so that we can make our Aztec pyramid. So I was told the other day, by the way, that a ziggurat is specifically Mesopotamian, which is obviously not Aztec. So wrong spot of the world that I was thinking of. So I'll just call it an Aztec pyramid now, because I don't know what I don't know what that actually is by name. So first things first, for the Infernal Furnace, we are going to need to make a 3x3 structure. It's going to need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces of obsidian, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 pieces of nether brick, which of course is 48 pieces of netherrack. So if we come back through the portal, what do we have a lot of? Netherrack. And the reason why I'm going to do netherrack rather than finding an actual nether fortress is because I wouldn't know the first place to look in this hellhole, pun, to get that. So we'll just get 48 netherrack instead. So I'm just going to quickly grab that. Okay, 48 netherrack gotten, and take it back to the base. And if you're wondering what I mean by using the Infernal Furnace for a good source of bricks, it's because the Infernal Furnace is very fast if you can provide it with the Ignis that it needs and the Arcane Bellows that it needs. We will need to make 3 Arcane Bellows, and to make those we will want what are these? Oh, those are from Chisel. They're broken blocks from Chisel. There are some stuff in Chisel that needs that. We need specifically leather, and I don't think I have the research to make leather, because of course you can make it in the crucible. Now, just to make sure that I actually do have that, we can come into require Thaumcraft research false. So I can make leather if I want to out of rotten flesh, but I need a source of ignis and perdicio, which would be cobblestone and nether bricks. These have a single ignis on them, as you can see, because we wouldn't want any of the extra terra. But I only need 3 pieces of leather, which means that a cow might also be sufficient. I think, I'm just trying to do some mental arithmetic about our next movements here. I think it may actually be wisest for us at this point to clear out a little bit of this area here and stick some animal pens in there, because I'm also going to need sheep pretty soon, and that's because of chisels and bits. Bit bags use a lot of wool. Baggins also uses a lot of wool, and wool is used in a lot of ore cascade as well. But we also need a source of leather, and keeping all the animals together would be good. So why don't we hit pause on the infernal furnace for a bit and deal with that. Do I not have any iron? I do have some iron, but not very much. Well, not very much prepared anyway. We can solve that very quickly. The storage system will be sorted out. Do not worry. I plan on using RF tools to deal with that problem. RF tools and iron chests. So, first things first, this will be the first time that you guys get to see me use vein miner on camera, I think. It didn't go all the way up. You jerk. Up we go then. Vein miner, of course, with default settings, I think it not only works on stone and stuff, it also works on wood and leaves, which is really useful. Makes doing this sort of thing very quick, and I am obviously not going to vein mine my way down, because that would be suicide. We don't want to do that. But my one iron axe is probably not too happy about this situation. I think it's actually taking most of its damage from the fact that it's also removing the vines at the same time. Because I would have thought the vines would have still been hanging there. But then again, maybe 2 giant trees does take that much from an iron axe. Who knows? And you can also use on leaves, which is nice, although it just broke. I should probably be using stone axes for this, since that is what I was doing when I originally moved into this spot. And I have more than enough resources to do that. I'll just make a stack of sticks, why not? Bam. Right. Now let's deal with our problems. Get over here, leaves. Much better than digging through the leaves trying to find the log that's trying to keep them from decaying. And we'll have more than enough wood to set up a fence, which is also extra cool. Yeah, this will be a good place to put animals, I think. We'll dig this area back as well. I have to keep reminding myself, mostly, but maybe you guys too, that this area will probably all be covered up at some point. It'll be covered up by a pyramid. So it doesn't have to be too fancy, and the reason I need to tell myself that is so that I don't spend too much time trying to figure out where things should go or why. Like a fence and a reasonably square pen will do. Because we just kind of want to make things move forward as quickly as possible, so until we can get to the point where constructing the pyramid base becomes not a pain in the butt. I think I'll remove you as well, because otherwise I think you're gonna... Oh, I did it again. Otherwise I think it was going to drop vines everywhere. No, can't quite reach. There we go. Will not be hurting for wood anytime soon, that's for sure. Okay. The other thing about animals is we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to have to lead them back here with a lasso, which means I'm going to need to find slime somewhere. So that's going to be fun. Not sure what I'm going to do about the slime situation, actually. You can go as well. There we go. No, not quite. Fine. I'll do it with my hands. No, I won't. That's ridiculous. I will do it with one more axe. Yeah, the slime situation for the lead for the animals is going to be the trickiest part of this whole situation, I think. Where do we get slime from? No, not slam. Can we make it? We can duplicate it, but I need one first. Yeah. We mostly just need a slime. I haven't ever picked up any slime, have I? No. Ooh. I haven't gone slime chunks searching in a long time. Lead. Is that the only way we can do that? It is. And a blood moon is rising. Well, you know what's funny about blood moons is I did, in fact, change the settings and I can sleep in the night. So as soon as this gets to technically nighttime, I will sleep. Is it nighttime yet? Yes, it is. There we go, sleeping through the blood moon. I'm not going to sleep through every blood moon, of course. It's just right now I'm not interested in fighting a horde of zombies. Lead situation. Slimes and how to get to them. Slime chunks. Can our friend tell us about slime chunks? Show grid. Show pets. Show animals. Show mobs. Do you have a slime chunk thing? Searching through menus with Rorax. Always map caves, show bathymetry. No. Full screen map. I think we might be SOL. Unfortunately. Yep. We're gonna have to get cows and sheep and stuff over here somehow. And if lead is really the only way we're gonna be able to do that, unless I'm missing some vanilla mechanic that I've long forgotten. Oh, here, zombie. Alright, give me a moment and I'll try and figure out some way with the mods that we have to get animals here. Okay guys, I think I have an answer. It's an interesting one, but if we make an exotic flower band, we should be able to attract animals, because if I remember the words correctly, it's that if you wear an exotic flower band on your head, animals will be attracted to you. If this doesn't work, see, we've already got access to a couple of the flowers that we need, and I forgot that I had turned that on. Where are my shears? There they are. If this doesn't work, we're going to have to just go out into the world and hunt them down the old-fashioned way. But in BOP now, you can dang it, you can turn it on that you need the shears to pick up flowers and stuff. So we need to find our friend the orange cosmos and the lavender and the clover. And that, or violet, sorry, and that should give us the exotic flower band, which is the strongest one, which will hopefully make the animals follow us like a Disney princess, which will be fun. I'm just not sure where we're going to get lavender from. We might get it from a surrounding biome, so let's look at our options in that regard. We have the bamboo forest to the northeast. We have the... that's not a jungle, you're lying. We have like the highlands forest to the northwest. I think that's where we'll probably find the lavender, and I'm not sure where we'll find the clove yet, but I'll keep my eye out obviously for all of them along the way, and I'll let you know. I'm going to go to the northwest first. So, see you in a bit. Alright, finally made it out the other side of the jungle. Let's see. Oh, pitch plant. We need one of those. That's an infinite water source, by the way. Time to see if we can find some violets. Although, just by the initial introduction to this area, hello concussion creeper, looks like we're getting pink flowers and blue flowers, but not purple flowers. Still getting orange cosmos, so never mind. There may be something. Clover patch. That is nowhere near the same, is it? I think these are new as well. Clover patches are new to Biomes Plenty. As well as, I also found these Rafflesia. They're the, if you've never heard of them, they're the giant stinky flowers in certain tropical jungles of the world. They smell like rotting meat, apparently. I thought I'd just take them with me anyway, since I'm on a flower picking mission. Never thought I'd say that. But, as bizarre this adventure is, it's a lot easier than trying to randomly find a slime chunk when you have no way of detecting a slime chunk. I don't know why that exists in vanilla. It seems rather arbitrary and bad. I've always thought that. But I will keep hunting for lavender, and I'll tell you whether I find any. Alright, I'm back, but only briefly. I have found myself, I think, north of the original one, and I'm staring at another jungle, and you also see that there's these chunk boundaries showing. I think what's happened is, when I did my original circuit around this jungle, around here, it auto-generated a lot of chunks, and that's fine. But between when I did that circuit and now, I've updated BOP once, and I think what's happened is that BOP's seed generator has changed a little bit, so we've got some interesting chunk borders going on now between where I've actually loaded and where I haven't when I did my original trip. But yes, I'm quite far north, and with some odd generation going on. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try and get away from this jungle. Now we seem to be completely inundated with jungle in every direction. Thanks to the generator now putting a jungle to the north of us, the northwest actually, because as I continued west, that's when I discovered the start of this chunk boundary problem. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I will see you once I've found something new. Hi you guys, and welcome back. It's been like a day and a half. So since I went for a adventure to the north, and you'll notice I'm flying, because I was just in creative mode, and I'll get to explaining that. When I went for my adventure to the north, I didn't find anything useful out there, so I was like, okay, And I would be showing you this on the map, but you'll see that my map is empty, and there is a reason for that. And it was a bit of a derp for the sake of explaining this, but otherwise it would have been nothing. So I went north a bit, and you'll remember that I pointed out the chunk areas that I was seeing. I was like, all right, well, I remember that the map was distributing its biomes by latitude, so I'm going to go south and see if I can find a biome with lavender. That was a really bad idea, because south is hot, but I kept going south, and I was a dummy. I kept on going south and south and south, and you'll notice that, wait, I'm going north right now. And you'll notice that because of the chunk areas, somewhere in here, in areas that I haven't explored, very soon there should be some sacred woods that show up. There they are, and you'll notice that they are in the middle of the jungle, and not actually, and you can see the chunk border there. And I kept going south past these secret woods, which don't last very long, and kept going, ended up in a desert, and for some reason I decided, I'm in a desert, I'm going to keep going south, like an idiot, and then ended up at the ocean, and then I built myself a boat, and I sailed along the ocean, and I kept sailing, and there was no land, because of course I was on huge biomes, and so the ocean was even bigger, so there was like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes of sailing, and then ended up in an actual desert and was like, screw this, and I teleported back home. So, you know, naughty me, I was frustrated enough at the fact that I had to sail for 5 to 10 minutes in one direction just to find some land, that I was like, no, I'm not going to sail back the other direction. So I ended up going north again, realizing my mistake, and ended up in some plains biomes, and kept going north, and I kept going north for thousands and thousands of blocks, maybe like 7,000 in the end, I think, north of here. And that's when I reached the Alps, and I was like, no, this is way too far. By Alps, I mean really high mountains with no vegetation on them whatsoever, that are just covered in snow. And so then I went west from there, and then ended up in a cold desert, and was like, this cold desert is even worse than the Alps. So I went south again until I found vegetation, and then I went west some more. Again, thousands of blocks. So in all, I think I ended up roughly northwest of here, probably about 17,000 blocks away. Yeah. So by this point, obviously, I haven't found any lavender, and I'm just kept going. Oh, and when I went north, by the way, I did end up finding a field with some clover. So in here you'll notice I have some diamond chests. Don't worry about that. And you'll notice I have all this. I'll get to explaining that. You'll notice I found some clover, and I grabbed 4 pieces of it and kept going on my way. Anyway, after that I was trying to get lavender. So 17,000 blocks later, I'm like, I just don't know where this lavender is going to be, so I'm going to go south, and I'm going to see if I can find some forest, because at that stage I had noticed that the biome distribution was very plains-like. Everything was very flat with a lack of trees, and I knew from experience that lavender happened to be in mountainous forests, or that's the places that I had found lavender. Is it lavender? No, I think it's violet, isn't it? Yeah. Violet was in those places. So I kept on going south and south and south, and then I ended up finding my way back here. All the meanwhile, by the way, I'm looting villages and nature chests. So we got quite a bit of loot, and I'll go over that in a second. And then eventually I got so far south that I was basically directly west. Keep getting myself turned around, directly west of this place. So then I decided to come back here. Now this took hours of running around, and it was horrible. But me being the stubborn person that I am, I'm like, you know what? It's still easier to find violet flowers than it is to get slime plant. So I kept doing that, much to probably which is rather silly. And I wish I still had the map to show you because it was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. Anyway, I ended up back here and there's quite a bit of loot. I decided, like, in the end, I'm just not going to bother because while I was on that trip, I actually managed to get the resources we needed anyway. And we'll just deal with animals later. But that's the other thing we have to talk about and why we have some diamond chests here. But loot chat we need to have. So I got some leather and got some wool. Those were some important things we needed. I ended up making myself a Baggins's white bag. They're pretty easy. You can get those materials while traveling pretty easy. You'll notice I have all these dimlet things. These are from raiding villages. Specifically the blacksmiths villages. They seem to have a lot of these. But you'll also notice I have some biome crystals, 16 magic beans, because all the while running across this place I found like many, well, around 16 of those nature core things with the nature chest nearby them. So I looted 16 magic beans and a whole lot of food, which kept me going throughout the whole thing. Potatoes, carrots, melon. Kept me going throughout the entire trip. Nature chests. And also in villages, and I stopped collecting them after a while because they were exactly the same every single time. Were these small sandstone houses with a cascading smelter, a burning ore pump, and ore nodes in them. As you can see, I looted about 3 of them, or exactly 3 of them actually. So that's the loot I bring back with me. Now to explain why I have these diamond chests and nothing in these ones. Well, between turning off the game from the last time I recorded and now, I was a dummy and I deleted, in the process of updating my Forgecraft instance, I updated the wrong folder, which meant that I replaced all the mods for this world with the Forgecraft mods, which are obviously wrong. So the next time I went to play, the world wasn't going to load properly, so I had to reinstall all the mods from memory. It was helped by the fact that the game tells you what mods are missing from your save, but the process of doing that meant that I updated all the other mods that were in there, and not only did we already have chunk areas from Biomes of Plenty had a massive world generation update between then and now again, where they removed some biomes that I had already found while traveling north. So the world's a bit of a mess. If I went far enough northwest, there would be a dense forest, but the dense forest doesn't exist anymore, so it's actually called a heathland, and so everything's completely out of whack in this world. So guess what that means? That means we're starting again. But I've been more intelligent about the way that I did it this time. This is why these chests are here, is because I recorded everything. And we will see that if I do save and quit, and hopefully you can pause the video on the times that I've opened those chests just to make sure, because I know some of you are very finicky about accuracy. If we go to Rorax New, I have changed the biomes a little bit. They're not huge biomes, and the reason I changed them down from huge to large was because while I was out adventuring, I realized there wasn't much variety in the world anymore. And while I personally don't mind that, I imagine you guys might. So I'm in creative mode still. So why don't I change that? Game mode. Yes. And in here, you'll notice I have the exact materials I had before. Now there's no trick to this. I did not copy those diamond chests using some mod and bring them across. I looked at the diamond chests after I'd organised the diamond chests, and I got out a pen and pad and wrote down everything that I had. So you'll notice that there is some iron pickaxes and stuff that should be damaged that aren't. I'm not going to bother doing that stuff. I'm not going to damage the picks and things to the point where I had them before. That's just a teeny bit overboard for the accuracy. But for the most part, the place is accurate to how we had it. Obviously, the terrain is different, but we have the reed farm, we have the melons, we have the wheat, we have the beans. I haven't planted a potato, but we'll get round to that, I'm sure. Nether portal, cauldron, we have our research arcane table. A little bit more organised now. This chest has all the blocks and stuff in it. And our nether bricks finished cooking while I was on my adventure. I dug all the way down to level 8, although I didn't do any of the stuff. This was all done in creative mode, by the way, so no extra resources were gathered. So yeah, we're in third times the charm territory. Now, what I have learned from this is that, and I think we all knew this going into this, and I explained this in the first episode, 189 is fairly unstable at the moment as far as mods go. And I kind of expected this level of craziness, but I hope you guys are still on board with me for this. And, oh, apparently I did not fix that. We'll just fly up here. I creatively vein mined out this area to clear it out, which again avoids me getting any extra resources. But that should do it, right? I think so. Wait, no, there's a jungle block in there. Okay, so our nether's obviously different, but we hadn't really gone into the nether much anyway, so I didn't think that really mattered. Anywho, everything's back to normal, sort of, and I hope you guys are on board with me for this adventure going forward. So, I guess where we're at is that in the timeline of things, I've just got back from my journey. And this is also, by the way, why Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's episode of Minecraft was missing. And you'll notice at the beginning of this episode, me talking about that stuff. That's why. That's where that went. So, yeah. Hi. So, we want to build an infernal furnace, right? And the whole thing with the clovers for making the flower band, I think we're just going to go with the second plain flower band. I think that works, and if it doesn't, I'm going to tear my hair out, but I'm fairly sure it will. Oh, that's right, we need shears. We need shears. Ah! I want to close the door on myself. And yes, I'm going to get all those achievements back again. Don't want you, Fern. Get out of here. So, now, let's make a normal flower band, and hopefully it will work the way we want it to. Bam! Yeah, I'm the prettiest princess. I had some chainmail and stuff on me from loot, but I don't really... Oh, it's turning nighttime. Fun. So if we sleep, and then try and find some animals, I can show you what the flower band's meant to do. Hopefully. Hopefully you don't need the exotic one for this to work. What up, rabbits? I think they're looking at me. I think they are, but they can't follow me because they're buried in the jungle leaves. Do you want to come? Do you want to come with me? Hi. No? You don't want to? Need to find some sheep or something. Because I think rabbits came after the flower bands were invented, so I'm not entirely sure if rabbits work with the flower band. But there's some pigoos over there. And a zombie beelining for me under the ground, probably. Hey, pigoos and chickens. How are you guys doing? Do you care? Am I the superest, coolest person you've ever seen? I don't think they care. Oh, well, maybe. You're gonna... Whoa. No, I think he's just walking randomly. Damn. Damn. Well, now I have a pretty flower band and it doesn't do anything. I think it might just be the exotic one that works, which is a pain because now we've used up clovers that I got from a different world and I don't know where I'll get clovers in this world. You get out of here. And you. So, let's get on with the show though. We were going to build an infernal furnace, but there is also a problem. All my research is gone. Oh no. That's when you cheat. 4 reasons. DC, research, Rorax, focus, fire. There we go. So the way that I do that is you go TC research list, and it tells you all the different researchers in TC, right? And that will give you access. If you're ever in a similar situation to me, where you want to get some of the research back, but you don't want to get all of it by getting the cheat sheet, this is how you do it. So what else did we have? We obviously had a lot of stuff, but for example, why don't we try and find research mastery in that list? Runic special. Oh, I'm going to totally go over these and I'm not going to see it and you guys are going to see it. And then you're going to be yelling at the screen. You're going to be pointing your fingers. Where is Cynthia? Primal arrow. No. Mirror. Nope. Bone bow. Mask. Pave travel. Jarbrain. Seal. I'm not going to do all these on camera, by the way. I'm only going to do them to the to show you how it works, and then do them off camera. Matte stud iron, no. Golem climber, absolutely not. Where is this stuff? Sinstone, primal crusher. Oh, this is so... Focus primal. Enter outer, no, absolutely not. That means enter the outer lands, which was probably like Eldritch Research 2, and we're nowhere near that. Mind, biothermic, this is all the golem stuff, I think. Seal. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, I tell you. Why don't we try and find something that I absolutely recognize? Arcane lamp, armor fortress, bellows, primal arrow. Well, we know we had bellows, but that doesn't prove the point because you can get it straight off the bat with experience. Distill Essentia. So /TC research Rorax distill Essentia. Bam. And we should find in alchemy that we have distill Essentia, which also unlocks... The point of what I was showing you here is that it unlocks all the prerequisites. So you don't have to unlock Night Ore and Elementum and stuff. And if I found Thormic Essentia Smeltery, then that probably would have got all of this stuff too, like Advanced Essentia Tubes, Improved Essentia Distillation. yada yada. Up to that point, because you need those to get Thormium Essentia Smeltery. Right? In fact, let's just do that. There we go. Case in point. Thormium Essentia Smeltery. So, I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to get all the research back that we had, and I'll see you in a sec. Hi guys. I have fixed my research. Unfortunately, I was a bit of a dummy, and I took redstone relay and focus pouch because it got mixed up between what I had here and what I had on Forgecraft. So those two I wasn't meant to have, but cheated them in accidentally. But otherwise, it is as it was previously. So that was fun. There was a couple that that weren't actually in that list, and for the more advanced of you who want to know how to get the ones that aren't in that list, which I'm sure will be updated at some point, you have to go to Asnor's GitHub for Thormcraft 5. Go to the any of the language files, I think, but I went to the US language file and looked up the names of certain things there, and everything was there, like Cap Brass, as you can see down there, which wasn't listed in the list that I showed you. So, to finally get on with what was planned for this episode, while I stand here burning thanks to a burning zombie touching me, we want to put together an infernal furnace. So I have everything I need for that infernal furnace. So let's do that. So I think, and let's not make any mistakes, because digging up obsidian at this point takes longer than I'm willing to make mistakes for. 5 at the bottom and 4 netherrack in the corner. And yeah, we'll just put the infernal furnace here for now. As usual, things at this point are completely arbitrary, because we'll be building over the top of them at some point. And then 4 in the corner and 3 on any side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obsidian here, here, and here. Iron bars here. Lava here. And finally 4 obsidian and 4 netherrack. 1, 2, 3, 4. No! You butthole. I hate iron bars for exactly that reason. I'll be back. Okay, back. Now this time, thank you. Jeez. And then for nether brick. And before I am just the worst right now. And before I form this, we're going to make 3 arcane bellows, because I also got the stuff for that as well. So we want 4 iron. I think it's 4 iron. 4 leather. And the air shards that I picked up, those can all go back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think I need some wood. And arcane work table. So I think it goes something like this. Yep. And 1. 1, 2, 3. And for some reason I took the ingredients for 3, but I only need, 4, but I only need 3. My mind is not with it today. It's still very hot in New Zealand, and for some reason, when it gets hot, I get stupid. So I think we can just plunk them here, here, and here. And I left the wand in the hut. Gimme. And smack. We have an infernal furnace. Awesome. So the other thing that we're going to need for this is a hungry chest, and that is easy enough to make, although I don't think I actually know hungry chest. Do I? Do I? I don't think I do. And the problem with that is we kind of need it. Well, we don't totally need it. We can use a hopper, I guess, for now, because it's fairly accurate to use a hopper. By accurate, you'll know what I mean once you see this thing in action if you've never seen an infernal furnace working, but here goes the last of my prepared iron. And that last chest. So we do this, and then this. This should capture everything, and let's grab some iron ore, finally. Now, it won't be doubling this iron ore, but I'm okay with that for now. And I will clean this up too at some point. What I'm doing right now with that cobble. Probably put some stairs there instead. Hello, zombie. This isn't your show, mate. And we can throw some iron ore in there. And it will sink into the depths and start being processed. So out comes experience and iron ore and iron nuggets. So we're going to have, I don't know, more than 64 iron nuggets, which is 7 extra iron. It's not fantastic, is it? But, I mean, once we're actually doubling this stuff by using native clusters, it'll be fine. The only problem with this is, and let's go get the thermometer. The thermometer is if we look at our fire aura, you'll notice in the chunk that this thing is sitting in that it will start to go down kind of rapidly, actually. And I think I'll have to rescan everything by the looks of it. Yeah, see, it's suffering quite a bit. But that's okay. We'll have ways in the future of replenishing that the fire into our aura there, which is all good. And also we might see that we finally have the first amount of vitium. We do. It's a very small amount of vitium, so that's okay. But you can see just in the time of me doing that, we've already got our 64 iron ingots, which is exactly why I wanted to make it a infernal furnace, because it's a lot better than a couple of furnaces. And we got over 64 iron nuggets as expected. So how much did we actually make? We made an extra 9 iron ingots. It's not bad. Not bad, especially for all the trouble we went through to make this infernal furnace. Being that we're in an entirely new world. So, I think this episode's gone on quite a long time, and I've made a total mess of it in the meantime. So, instead of continuing to make a fool of myself, I think I will wrap up here, and we'll continue this on Thursday. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.